our colleagues and our senior colleagues who have served this country for many years. Some have served Ghana 30, 35 to 40 years, who went on retirement, have part of their lump sum with SNIT. In the first place, SNIT did not transfer the lump sum to the tier 2s, and SNIT is refusing to pay the value on the money. As a result, only part of the lump sum of our retirees were given to them, and a big chunk of the money is still with SNIT. And this is causing pain and hardship to our brothers and sisters who have served this country, who went before us in service to their nation, to be treated like this in their retirement is very, very unacceptable.
And that's the period for 12 years now.
Yeah, SNIT should have done the transfer 12 years now. And if SNIT had done the transfer as at that time, the various schemes would have invested the money. And SNIT is even refusing to add value, the appropriate value to the money that they are keeping in custody. And these days when your money is being kept by somebody, depreciation is affecting the money, inflation is affecting the money, the value of the money is gradually being lost and eroded and being lost.
When you speak to SNIT, their argument is that when the past credit is paid, clearly the scheme will collapse.
Well, it means that the SNIT scheme itself have not been properly managed over the years. They've not properly managed the scheme properly, or they've not managed the scheme properly all over these years. They engage in frivolous investment and expenditure, investment that will not bring any returns, investment that did not make business sense. SNIT that is supposed to look to the welfare of the Ghanaian worker is rather a dancing caricature on the apron strings of government all over these years. So SNIT is being run as an extension of the Ministry of Finance. So if at the end of the day you have not invested our monies properly, and you are supposed to pay me, you again come and tell me the story that SNIT is having problem all over these years. How have SNIT been managed? And that should not be my business, because as far as I'm concerned as a worker, I have my money with SNIT.
So they should release those monies?
Yes, they should release those monies with the appropriate values so that we give it to our workers who are in retirement.
Now, Mr. Akpo, on the issue of base pay, are you surprised up to now negotiations have not begun?
My brother, before I come to the base pay, let me also say that government is in arrears 6 months. Government is in arrears 6 months of payment to the various tier 2 schemes currently. What it means is that all these monies have not been invested for 6 months. So even if you pay this money tomorrow, they would have lost the investment value that should have come on the money. And we are talking about the tier 2 funds. You see, this is the same misbehavior of government on SNIT contributions and the disbursement and transfer of SNIT contribution. And they have started the same misbehavior with regards to tier 2.
Now, when you talk about the tier 2 not being released and all that, what are your checks indicating or telling you?
6 months.
6 months, yes.
6 months, yes. Well, I don't know why. I just don't know why they are not releasing the monies.
And the law is saying that when those releases are made, there should be...
Yes, even the law is even indicating that in the event of delay, government ought to pay 3% on the monies. And yet, the government is not released the money, and the government has never paid that 3% on the money.
So where is the money now?
It is in the bosom of government. The Comptroller and Accountant General is supposed to do a transfer.
And those things have not been done?
Absolutely not.
How disturbing are these things?
Very disturbing. You see, it looks as if we are not taking pensions seriously in this country. The most vulnerable period of one's life is when you are on pension. Unlike a child, there is somebody who will taking care of you and your inadequacies. As a youth, you are strong, you move about and you take care of yourself. But in old age, no one takes care of you. You are not strong, you have health challenges, and the issue is that you've been put in survival mode. Every Ghanaian ought to take pension, because it's so critical. Every Ghanaian ought to take pension seriously.
There are some who have argued that issues about pension are more deadly than even COVID-19.
COVID-19, at least, when you have some hot water and you inhale and you take some antiviral drugs, you may be okay. With pension, as we speak, a lot of our pensioners have walked sadly into their graves. And it is an insensitive current working generation that will allow its seniors who blazed the trail before we came, will allow them to suffer in silence. And this is not only a labor issue, it is also a moral issue.
Do you think there should be a national consensus on the issue about pension?
Well, we can come out and have the national conversation about pension to see how we can better pension. But we are saying that the here and now is that SNIT owes a lot of pensioners. And SNIT ought to pay those pensioners on the appropriate values. On the appropriate value, so that the money that will come to the pensioner will have some value.
Right. So let's look at the base pay.